And good morning, sports fans. It's the coach, Karl DeMasi, out in the Sound Garden, where it's all started the end of March of 2020, April 2020. I'm here, back in the Sound Garden. And look at that beautiful screen. Let me get out of the way. What do you want? John Henderson has done it again. I'm up at the sound stage. I wanted to be on it, but it wouldn't have been a good picture. So I'm right below the sound stage, and there it is, the sound stage super screen. 9 75-inch TVs. That's going to be unbelievable out here with sporting events, with concerts. They had the cover band for Pesh Mode out here last weekend, and I mean, they had the graphics behind it. But there you go. Those are the events that are coming up here at Coach's Corner. It's the Sound Garden Tribute Fest. Okay, at the end of March, it's going to be unbelievable. But I'm great to be back out here in the Sound Garden. I had a little chilly, a little natty, but you know what? I came prepared. I got my long sleeves, and I'm representing. You got it, the Tigers. I'll tell you why I'm representing the Tigers in a couple of minutes, but it's great to be here. It's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report every Saturday morning right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, live from the Sound Garden. There are going to be a couple of recorded ones this month due to the fact that I got family obligations going on, but I'll make sure I have live or updated, not old interviews. I'm going to have new interviews. They're going to be pre-recorded, but once again, it'll be here Saturday morning, next Saturday morning, and then at the end of the month. So once again, I got to love being here. I'm excited. I mean, I can't believe, look at that screen. Okay, Coach, let's come back. Let's talk what's going on with the show. Once again, it's part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We have 5 shows, five. Okay, of course, every Wednesday night from 6 to about 7 o'clock, Brandon, the Atlanta man brain, brings you Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Okay, he talks about cars rubbing and he's grubbing food. That's right, he's grubbing food from Coach's Corner. But that's what it's all about. You got to come here and grub food because it's the best food in town. The wings, the stromboli. I had a stromboli the other day. A little green peppers, a little sausage, a little onions, a little mushroom. Madone, it was unbelievable. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, going back to my New York days here. Okay, just like we're on 33rd Street, or it's 3, not 3. But once again, every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 o'clock, Rubbin' and Grubbin' with the Atlanta man, Brandon Bain, and of course the producer, Lawrence Bennett, who does a great job with all the shows here that are at Coach's Corner. Then yours truly, every Saturday morning from 9 to about 10:30, talking all sports, all local, all the time. Remember, it's food, sports, and fun since 1991 here at Coach's Corner. And then the third show, that's a broadcast show. It's coming up April, the Masters, in Augusta. But we're going to be here at Coach's Corner for the 19th hole. We'll have the Coach's Corner cabin up there. Who's going to get the green jacket this year? First it was John Henderson. Then it was my man, Lawrence Bennett. Who's going to get it this year? The Herb brothers. Sean and Brent Herb do a great job. They cover the Masters for 4 straight days. They break it down. They bring on special guests to talk about it. Tim Geiderer, who was the first one when this all started 2 years ago. Hopefully he'll be back. And then I got a little chance last year to talk a little golf with these guys. I'm not a golfer. I'm a hacker. But I'd love to come on and talk about the Masters, something that, you know, it's on everybody's bucket list. You got to get to Augusta. You got to get to, you know, Augusta National to see the Masters. So we'll see what happens to that. And then we have 2 podcasts. Of course, the Hot Grids podcast with Spencer Maddox and Travis Janan, both rivals in high school. Calvary Day School for Spencer Maddox, Country Day for Travis Janan. But, you know, they go at it. They're pro-Globe. They're going to leave the Globe. Hey, check out the last episode. They had Mayor Van Johnson talking about the Globe and what's going on over there by the Globe. So that's the Hot Grids podcast, comes out every Tuesday. There are over 100 episodes. And then when baseball's not been very, very good to me, okay? When baseball comes back, we have the Who's on First Base baseball podcast, or vlogcast, whatever you want to call it, with my man, the baseball fanatic, the voice of the Savannah Clovers, and that's, of course, Kyle Lawson. So once again, it's going to be a lot of fun having that back. Great lineup. Okay, right now we're talking about local sports, local news. I'll get to that quick. Then the second quarter, we'll have a guest, Greg Mescall, national sportcaster. He covers a lot of things, but, you know, football's over, but football's not over. If you haven't heard of the Fan Control Football League, you got to listen to Greg Mescall. I mean, McCaskill, he'll correct me. Okay, but look it up. National sportscaster, ESPN, Doug covers water polo, covered the Olympics. He'll be on about 9:15. Then at 9:30, our athlete of the week, this young lady is off the charts. Last year, Hollis Stacy Award winner, Savannah Morning News most versatile female athlete. Well, she's already got 2 Player of the Years. That's right, 2 Player of the Years. volleyball, basketball. She's running track and plays soccer in the spring. Could we have a trifecta? Could she win 3 Players of the Year? I don't know. We're going to find out. She scored her 1,000 point. She's only like 300 away from 1,000 rebounds. She's only like 200 away from kills. She's going for the Triple Crown, as Dennis Knight said in the article that he did about it. But we'll have Islands High School junior Veronica Sierzant at about 9:30. Then at about 9:45, hey, they won the state championships. They need to get their due. And, of course, that's the St. Andrews basketball team. Coach Mel Abrams will be on talking all things Lions basketball. Okay, so let's get to the news quick. We're at 9:06. I got about 5 minutes to wrap this up. Like I just said, St. Andrews won their first championship since 2004, when they beat John Millage Academy last Saturday night, 49-47. Great game. John Millage came out, took an 18-8 lead. St. Andrews, their tenacious defense, shut down John Millage in the second quarter. They didn't score a point. But in the second half, it went back and forth, back and forth. And, of course, you know, one of the all-world basketball players here in Savannah, Georgia, Zaire Edwards, 27 points. They went on to win 49-47. St. Andrews Lions, okay, St. Andrews School out there on the marsh. Georgia Independent School Association, 3A champions. Okay, basketball last night in the GHSA Final Four, Woodville Tompkins, Butler. The Butler Bulldogs were all over them, 66-45. Butler came out in the second half, scored 16, or had a 16-1 scoring binge, and the Wolverines played hard. They couldn't get back in, but Lenny Williams took that program to their first Final Four ever. Congratulations, great job to the Wolverines out at Woodville Tompkins. Okay, today, 4 o'clock, okay, Windsor Forest missed out on the state championship last year by 1 point over Cross Creek. They'll take on the Thompson Bulldogs. Thompson Bulldogs are number 5 in the state. Windsor Forest is number 3. Windsor Forest already knocked off the first and second ranked teams. They'll go at 4 o'clock, the Georgia College of State University. Check it out. You can also watch it on NFHS Network. Just pay your $10 and you can watch it. Then at 8 o'clock, the Beach Bulldogs, the Cinderella story of Savannah basketball this year, takes on the defending champions, Cross Creek, who beat Windsor Forest last year and went on to the state and won it, okay? Baseball. We have teams ranked in baseball by the Georgia Dugout Club in Class 6A. South Effingham is number 4. Richmond Hill is number 6. In Class 4A, Benedictine is number 10. In Class 1A private, Savannah Christian is 7. Calvary is 10. And Savannah Country Day is right there. They're right in consideration. It says there, in consideration. So we got to see what happens with that. Surprisingly, no soccer teams are ranked in the Eurosport scoreboard rankings. Usually the St. Vincent's girls or one of the girls' teams, but nobody is ranked in soccer from our area. College, Savannah State, okay, right here, you got it. Both men's and women's teams are playing for the SEAC championship today. The ladies at 5 o'clock, they'll play Benedict, the only team to beat them. They're 27-1. I mean, Coach Baker's done a great job. It's the third time they're playing each other. Benedict won the first match. Savannah State come back, won the second match. So we have a third game, a rubber game today at 5 o'clock for the SEAC championship. The men have upset the number 2 and the number 1 team in the SEAC to play for the championship today. Horace Broadneck's doing a great job with the men's Tigers team. They'll play Benedict, okay? Benedict beat the Tigers this year by 6 points and by 2 points. So you know what? We could have 2 SEAC champions this year. All right, let me go to my next match. SCAD's all over the place. Swimming, they've won NAIA individual titles. They're national champions. Joel Thatcher won the 500 freestyle with a time of 4:21.68 to be crowned the national champion. On the girls' side, we got to go to the girls' side. The relay team, the 200-yard relay team of Spencer Sheridan, Anna Kate McGinty, Isabella Song, and Sloan Sizemore won that with a time of 1:34.75. And then Sloan Sizemore came back and won the 50 freestyle in 23.12. Baseball for the Tigers, the baseball team for the Tigers, Savannah State Tigers, they're 9-5, 5-1 in SEAC. All right, they lost the other night to the USCB Sand Sharks, okay? All right, University of South Carolina, Beaufort, 11-2, but they'll be back at it today. They're in Alabama at Spring Hill College, 6 p.m. first pitch. Then tomorrow they'll play a doubleheader starting at 12 noon. All right, professional baseball. baseball. Who knows when baseball's coming back? But I'm telling you right now, you might say it's not a lot of money, Coach, but the Players Association has donated $1 million to all the workers who are going to be laid off for the first 2 weeks that we're not playing baseball. And what did the owners do? Nothing. If you listen to the show last week, Kevin Kiernan, New York State Baseball Hall of Fame writer, covering baseball for 45 years, he said it best. It's billionaires versus millionaires, but we're leaving out the fans and everybody else associated with the game. Come on, guys, get it together. We're going to lose a great game, America's game, because you guys can't come to a compromise. But, you got the other thing. Well, the business owners owe the team. They have the right to give the players what they want. But if it wasn't for the players, you wouldn't have a baseball league. I don't know. Freddie Freeman, heard he might be wearing Dodger blue when this is all over. He hasn't signed with anybody, but I heard the Dodgers are hot on his trail. Pro basketball, forget about the Hawks. I can't figure out the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, now they've gone on a 3-1 streak. They've won their last 2 games. They have 1 game on the 500. They moved into the 9th place for the playoffs. The top 10 teams make the playoffs. Okay, they're 31-32. They're second in the Southeast Division behind Miami. Who knows? Last night they beat up on the Wizards, 117-114, but they had to hold on. It seems like this team can't hold on at the end. So once again, they'll play in Detroit tomorrow. Brian Harmon is off on the PGA. Gene Sowers last week at the Cologuard Classic in Tucson, Arizona, finished 20th. He's tied for 49th in the Charles Schwab Cup. This weekend, he's at the Hogue Classic in Newport Beach, California. He's 1 over. He's tied for 52nd. PGA Korn Ferry Tour is back here April 3rd. March 28th to April 3rd at the Landings. That'll be back, Korn Ferry PGA Tour. Tonight, Memorial Stadium, the Savannah Falcons, semi-pro football team. We're going to be talking football in a couple of seconds, but the semi-pro football team, they'll be taking on the South Georgia Mustangs. They're both 1-0, $10. Any kid under 10 comes in free. That's tonight, 6 o'clock. Okay, and it's a red out. Everybody wear red. The Savannah Falcons. Eddie Cheese Morgan doing a great job with the Falcons. Less than a week away, Savannah Bananas open up March 11th, Grayson Stadium. I'm going too fast, or I got to sand that in my mouth, okay, on my throat. John told me there'll be sand gnats out here. So Savannah Bananas will start their world tour next week, March 11th and 12th, okay, and then they'll head out to 6 different cities. They'll be going to Daytona Beach, Montgomery, Alabama, West Palm Beach, Florida, Columbus, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama, and then back, or they start this all with Savannah. Savannah Shamrocks Rugby Club, the 43rd St. Patrick's Day Rugby Tournament will take place next week. Over 80 teams are committed, March 12th, March 13th at Daffin Park. You got to go check it out. 43 years the Savannah Shamrocks rugby team has been holding this St. Patty's Day Rugby Tournament. All right, that's all the news and notes. I got my next guest waiting in the waiting booth, okay? Everybody thinks professional football is done. We love our football. While fans-controlled football, it's on Twitch. I got to let this guy explain it to me. I don't know what Twitch is, okay, but it's on the internets, and it's a league where you can go call the plays for the coaches. And it's real football. It's not video games. They have real players playing football. Pretty exciting. I had called my good buddy, grew up with him, John Morano, good friend of mine, Dr. John Morano at Monmouth University. I said, I need someone to come talk about baseball and what's going on in baseball. He says, I got a guy that can talk more about everything. He's done water polo. He's done baseball. He's done basketball. You name it. He's done the Olympics. He's got a lot of information, and we couldn't set it up way back when, so I'm having him on today. I'm excited about it. We'll have Greg Mescall, okay, New Jersey boy, coming on talking about fan-controlled football. It's pretty interesting. So I'll be back in 3 minutes. Got to thank the sponsors, of course, right here. It's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report in the Sound Garden, and it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. 3 minutes, Greg. We'll be right back.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone. Kabish. If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive, and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back, sports fans. It's the Coach Karl DeMasi live here at Coach's Corner. It's all on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We're out in the Sound Garden where it all started way back at the end of March of 2020 and April of 20 and the beginning of April 2020. As you see over my shoulder, it's the new Sound Garden screen. 9 75-inch TVs that's going to make the games, the concerts more exciting. John Henderson just doesn't know how to come up with a new bag of tricks every week, and we're trying to get the logo up there, but, like everything else, the internet doesn't work right. It doesn't cooperate with you. But anyway, that up there is the events for the Soundgarden Tribute Fest. I think it's 3 straight days, a bunch of bands coming in here that are tribute bands. So it's going to be a great time here at Coach's Corner. All right, so we all know about all the baseball garbage that was going on, and I had talked to a good friend of mine. I grew up with him in East Rockaway, New York. Hold it. Something's going on here. Don't touch anything, Coach. There we go. All right. The internet's is kind of fritzy today, so we're going to see what happens. But I said, I need somebody that has a lot more knowledge about the baseball strike. He says, well, I got a young guy that went to school. I was his professor. He does a great job. He's been on ESPN. He's still on ESPN. He called the Manhattan Iona game the other night. I watched the end of it. Exciting game. I'm a New Yorker. I know where Manhattan and College is and where Iona is, okay? Rick Pitino. So, he's big into the USA water polo. He's now the voice of the fan-controlled football league. Now, watch this video before I bring him on. If this doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. And he's going to tell us all about it in 30 seconds.
Fan control football.
You can make the selection on your phone. I got the plays up in front of me. What do we think?
Manziel to throw.
That's right, Johnny Manziel.
Renee Montgomery.
Joe Montana. Deshaun Lynch.
Joe Montana. Weibo joining us.
This roof is going to blow.
Fan Control Football is on NBCLX with season version 2.0 coming spring 2022.
Power to the fans.
And now joining me live on the Coach's Corner hot seat, he'll correct me if I'm wrong, national sportcaster Greg Mescall.
Hey, Carl, what's going on? How are you?
Hey, it's a Saturday morning. I'm a lot of fun. I got a camera here. I got the video here, but you know how it works. You're into this business stuff, but having a lot of fun talking sports. And like I talked to you about 3 weeks ago, I know you had a very busy schedule. I wanted someone to come on and talk about baseball, but then you started telling me about a fan-controlled football league and all this other stuff. But tell everybody your background, and of course, you're a Monmouth Tiger alum.
I've tracked you a Monmouth Hawk, but yes,
you're a Hawk. Okay,
Yep.
I watched them the other night when Roy Williams showed up against Quinnipiac, so I was really excited. But tell everybody about your background and how you got involved in this whole mess of this fan-controlled football league.
Yeah, I mean, you hit on it. Went to Monmouth and got the chance to do all the broadcasting and TV and radio there. It was a great foundation. And then after that, just been kind of adding opportunity after opportunity. I started out doing Wagner College, another New York spot over on Staten Island. And then from there, just kind of got involved in a whole variety of sports and, now do a wide mix of things. And, I always joke I'm kind of up for whatever the challenge is. If there's a new sport I haven't heard of or called before, I'm happy to give that a try. And you hit on it. So right now we're just finishing up college basketball season. We have the MAC conference tournament next week in Atlantic City. A little bit of water polo sprinkled in, and then we'll get into fan-controlled football starting in April. And I just finished some Athletes Unlimited women's basketball in Las Vegas, so it's been a busy run, but it's fun to be there. It's fun to be able to call the action and be courtside, at the field, poolside, whatever it is. That, as someone who is not a good athlete, that's the closest I can get to the game, and so it's been very fun for me.
Yeah, I know your buddy, my buddy, John Morano, thinks he's an all-world basketball player, but we'll get into that in another day. So, we were talking about the baseball strike. You're a big Met fan. Of course, I told you I was a Met fan until Tom Seaver got annexed by, of course, Miss Payton, and he left. So I left the Mets. I went over to the dark side. I still follow the Mets, but I got a little more interest in the Yankees. But I've been down here for 26 years, so I'm following the Braves.
Sure.
So, before we get into fan-controlled football, what do you think? This is just a mess. I don't know if you ever heard of Kevin Kiernan. He wrote for the New York
the Post, right?
He's a New York Baseball Hall of Fame writer. He said it perfect last week. The millionaires are fighting the billionaires, but the fans and the workers are left out.
And that's what it comes down to. This is a no-win situation at the moment, I think, for everyone involved. And talking about the fan standpoint, and then not to mention, obviously I think about it from all the folks that work in the game that aren't players or owners, right? And I know people have their different feelings about is it a player's problem or an owner's problem? But I think of all the stadium workers, right? Or even all the broadcast folks. And don't just think about your announcer, but there are so many jobs that are behind the scenes that help make a Braves broadcast happen or a Mets broadcast happen. A lot of those folks are freelancers. They're counting on that season to happen. And so you have a lot of people that are very uncertain about their livelihood right now for the next 9 to 10 months. And so those are the people that I really feel for. I think as I've, gotten older in this, right, you still want to see your games and go to it as a fan, but I can't help but think about all the people that have their jobs affected by this. So you just kind of hope a resolution comes along quickly. And then, I was younger, but I think back to that big strike in the mid 90s and the what could have been, right? I think it's always a fun trivia question, like what would have happened to that Montreal Expos team that never was in that strike shortened season? And so is there some great team that maybe doesn't get their chance this year that was built for 2022?
It's just, I've been around baseball for a long time, and I agree with you. It's entertainment. It's professional, but and the owners own the team. The players play for the owner. They're a worker, but the players bring the money in. That's what's getting me. Yeah, did they deserve 50-50 split? No, but they deserve a little more than what they're getting, I feel. And if you didn't have the players, we wouldn't have baseball. The Braves, great story last year. Second half, they turned it around, and but we're not going to see them right now defending their championship, but we're not going to see the ring ceremony that's supposed to be happening at the beginning of the year. So it's tough to watch, but we'll hang in there. I know, I'm a baseball fanatic. I'm going to show my age here. The first baseball game I went to was 1966. All right. The Atlanta Braves. They just moved to Atlanta against the New York Mets, and sitting down the first base line with my dad. Probably one of the only sporting events I went with my dad, and Hank Aaron, I mean, just a man amongst boys. He went 1 for 3 singles, stole second base. And my dad said to me, you know what? This man's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's probably going to be the greatest home run hitter ever. And you know what? He was right. And, I know we could say Willie McCovey is and all this performance-enhancing drugs, but that's for another story. So
we should have, your dad was very prophetic. We should have had him put some money down on a couple of things back in the day.
Oh, he was a little into what's called horse racing. Okay. I don't know how many trips. I don't know if anybody knows it down here, but I don't know how many trips I went to OTB, off-track betting.
Yep.
Sitting there all day with my dad while he was playing horses. But
gotcha.
So and the funny thing is, he got married on Kentucky Derby Day. So it was in his blood. So
totally.
But if you're just tuning in, all right, on the internet, it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live from Coach's Corner. All part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. I've been doing this since March of 2020 when COVID hit. Off the radio, but still doing this every Saturday. Haven't missed it. We're talking to Greg Mescall, sportscaster. The man has done everything. Hey, how did it feel when you saw the Snow White finishing his career this year? I mean, you interviewed him. You were out there with him at one Olympics.
Yeah. You can't script an ending like that. When you talk about what happened in 2018, he had finished off the podium in 2014 after being so successful at the previous Olympic Games, and there's a lot of pressure on him to come back and to be able to be there and see him get back to the top of the podium. And I know this year it didn't finish the way he would have wanted, but when it comes to winning a medal, but I think it was so cool to see the emotion and love he has for the sport and the community, and the way everyone just kind of rallied around him to go to that many Olympic Games, going back in the mid 2000s, and to still be competing at the highest of levels. And he had to gut it out there in the qualifying round to get into that final run to try and go for the medal. I know it didn't end exactly as he would have hoped and as Team USA fans would have hoped, but so cool. And that's one of the fun things about the Olympics, to see the emotion, how much it means to people, and to see that reaction in real time was pretty special. Even though family and friends couldn't be there, to see him kind of talking and seeing all of his people back home gathered together in front of a camera was a pretty awesome moment on TV.
Yeah, great experience for you, and it's a great experience watching him. So we got about 3 minutes to go here. Fan control football. When you told me that, when we were talking over the phone, I said, fan control football. And sure enough, me being a sports fanatic, I had to go look it up. I went to the YouTube channel, and it's like arena football. That's what it looked like to me. But I can get on my phone. I can get the app. I can get on my phone and say, I want you to run a dig or a post, or, it's pretty cool. And it's no kickoffs. It's done in an hour, 20-minute halves. This is a great idea, but you got to tell me, what is Twitch?
So Twitch, I'm surprised you're so internet savvy here on StreamYard. I thought you would know. Twitch is another streaming platform, initially very big in the esports realm. So if you wanted to watch someone play Madden football or League of Legends or one of those role player type games, it's a tremendous platform to watch people compete in video games. And now it's branching out into other things. And you mentioned fan control football. That's kind of a merging of both worlds, right? It's kind of those folks that love video games, and then if you love live action sports, you kind of bring it together. You talked about it in FCF. Fans register for a team. So we think back to last year, the Beasts were one of the teams. You would register as a Beasts fan, and then during their game, you're able to help call their plays on offense. And so whatever team you're a fan of, you get to make the play calls. Now it's majority rules. So let's say the option was a run and not enough people picked a run, but everyone picked a pass. They're going to run a pass. And the coaches, they don't have a say. They just are taking the play that's been voted on. They must install it and run it, and you get points. So if you pick the right play and that play is successful, as a fan, you earn fan leaderboard points. Conversely, if you picked a run and the majority went with a pass and that was the bad idea, you'll get points because you were smarter than the group. So it really rewards people that understand the game and that are very dedicated to their team, and there's safeguards in place. So you're not going to be able to pick a terrible play, like let's run it into the back of the end zone and take a safety, that sort of thing, right? It has to be something that would make sense in that moment. It all takes place in Atlanta. Season 2.0 is on the way here, coming up in April. And we have a great new partnership with NBCLX. So if Twitch isn't your thing, you can also watch on regular broadcast television on NBCLX, and you can get involved with the app. And you're right, it is legitimate arena football, tackle football. So if you are looking for that, right, in the offseason of the NFL, this is a great way to watch, but also to be involved and to really be part of the game. How many times, Karl, you've been watching the TV and say, why did they run that play? Why we got to throw it? What are we doing? Now it's on you. It's on you. You can't blame a single person, but the fans.
Like Pete Carroll and the Seahawks, right?
There you go. Exactly.
All right, but stress this though. It's not digital players. These are real football players. I watched the highlight for the Atlanta team. They had a little get-together, tryout at Silverbacks Park. Mm-hmm. That was pretty intense.
Yeah, no, there are people, look, you cannot underestimate the love of football in this country, right? And we know about the NFL, we know about other leagues that are starting. There are so many talented players that still want an opportunity to play, whether it's 100-yard, outdoor football or the 50-yard arena football like the FCF. And you're right, there are names last season, Johnny Manziel, Josh Gordon before he returned to the NFL, DeAndre Francois, you remember him at Florida State. And then players that maybe you didn't know that got a chance, Travis Toivonen, a great receiver that ended up in the NFL at training camps and getting opportunities, a variety of other guys that just need that chance. So it's really about opportunity. And then we get a chance as broadcasters to not only call the game, but to tell those stories, to talk about the guys that are trying to make that push, maybe to the NFL for the first time. Maybe they want to go to the CFL. Maybe they were in the NFL and they're trying to get one more opportunity. Or maybe they just love playing football, and this is a chance to kind of be part of that team environment again.
Well, it was a lot of fun watching on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, Fan Control Football, you can see what it's all about. Actual plays, it's like arena football. They're on a 50-yard field, 20-minute halves. It's done in an hour. Pretty exciting. All right, last question. When does it kick off again?
So we get things started April 16th. And again, you can watch via Twitch on the FCF channel, NBCLX. We have a couple of drafts coming up to lead into the season, and you can learn more following through Fan Control Football on their website. Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. All the details will be coming fast and furious here in the next couple of weeks. That's for sure.
And I got to say one thing, buddy. I appreciate you coming on. Of course, John Morano, childhood friend. We keep in touch. He's really proud of what you've done and what you've become. And he loves all his former students. And I'm glad he hooked me up with you. And I'll say this to you. New York Mets, Buck Showalter. I might go back to the Mets. That's all I got to tell you.
You know what? I don't dislike the move. Will we actually get to see Buck manage this year? That's the big question. But I agree. I like the move, and hopefully it works out. And happy to be here with you. And of course, happy to, when the professor calls, so many of us are happy to answer. So
the professor. I got to call him that next time. But once again, appreciate it. Have a great day. I know you got Jasper basketball, everything else going on your plate. Appreciate you taking the time, and once again, enjoyed it.
Great. Thanks, Karl. Take care.
Take care. Greg Mescall, young guy, the professor, my good buddy John Morano from East Rockaway, New York. We grew up, and John's been involved in music, in sports. He's a journalism teacher at Monmouth. He's written 4 or 5 books. He just loves sports too, and I'm glad he hooked me up. And he's got a couple other guys that he wants me to get in touch with. So we'll see what happens. But check out Greg Mescall, Facebook, Twitter. The guy does a phenomenal job. All right, I know she's been waiting. I told her 9:30, and I'm a little over, but she knows me. I know her. She knows I talk too much. But I can't wait to talk to my Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week from Islands High School. That's right, Islands, baby. Okay, but this girl is off the charts. She's already been named the Volleyball Region Player of the Year, now the Basketball Region Player of the Year. She was Hollis Stacy last year, the most versatile athlete, but she's got a lot going for her. She loves the game of volleyball, and I can't wait to see her at the next level when she does play volleyball, and that's, of course, Veronica Sierzant. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Got to thank the people who support the show. Once again, it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, live from the Sound Garden, the super screen right behind me at Coach's Corner right here in Thunderbolt, Georgia. 3 minutes. We'll be right back with the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week.
All time, that's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. So come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive, and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here in the Sound Garden at the center of the sports universe, Coach's Corner, and it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. That's right, with 5 shows, Rubbin' and Grubbin', Wednesday nights, 6 to 7 o'clock with Atlanta man Brandon Bain, yours truly, the Karl DeMasi Sports Report on Saturday. Then in April, we'll have the 19th hole with the Herb brothers from 4 days straight talking about the Masters up at Augusta National. Then 2 podcasts, Hot Grids Podcast with Spencer Maddock and Travis Sedon. And, of course, yours truly, whenever we get back to baseball, the Who's on First Base baseball podcast with the baseball fanatic Kyle Lawson. All right, favorite part of the show, talking about the good kids. You know, this all started way back in 2020, and then I got into the radio with JT Thomas and crew on 102.3. Then I've been on ESPN Radio, Savannah Radio, but I've been on WTKS, Savannah Sports Talk morning show for 19 years, every Friday morning, 5 minutes with the man who got me involved in all this stuff, Bill Edwards. It's always a lot of fun. And, you know, his motto is, let's talk about the good kids. And that's what it's all about. I mean, this young lady, she's been on before. She's won the Hollis Stacy Award. The Hollis Stacy Award is given by and voted by the athletic directors and coaches for the most versatile female in the city. Hollis Stacy, world champion golfer. Okay, and then she, Savannah Morning News most versatile female last year, only a sophomore. She's in her junior year. I mean, she was the basketball player of the year last year. She's the basketball player this year. She's also been named the volleyball player this year. She scored her 1,000th point a little while ago. And I don't know how she does it. Then she gets on the track and she tries to do triple jump. And then she goes out in the soccer field and she plays defense. I don't know how she found this time to do this. But this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week from Islands High School Junior, Veronica Sierzant.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Hey, it's Saturday morning. I'm talking sports. I'm out of my little cubby hole in Islands High School. I'm doing something I love, and this is talking about kids like you, the kids that excel. And once again, congratulations, 1,000 points, volleyball and basketball players a year for the region. It's just something special. And I don't know how you do it because you got soccer and track going on now. But once again, you deserve the recognition. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, what's your routine? How do you get this all in one day besides taking trips to Jacksonville to get better at volleyball?
Honestly, I have no idea how I do it. I just manage my time really well. Like some days before I go to Jacksonville for volleyball practice, I'll go to track for like 30 minutes and then leave. Or when we have soccer practice, I'll go to soccer for like 30 minutes and then leave for volleyball practice. So I just have to manage my time well.
Oh, yeah. And then plus, and I know you're going to get a little upset with me because I know you're humble, plus a 4.0 GPA.
Yeah.
How do you do this?
I don't know. I do my homework on the way to and back from Jacksonville, so I get that done there. Yeah.
And I know, you're a student. You learn from the questions you get wrong on your test. You learn from your mistakes on the volleyball court or the basketball court or whatever. So if you really had to break down Veronica Sierzant, is there a weakness in your game, in any game?
I think there is. It's just sometimes I get in my head a lot during games, and I've been working on that, trying not to, because like if I do that, then I let my team down because I get negative. So I just have to work on staying not in my head, but that's really my true weakness.
Well, you got that competitor's drive, and that's what drives some of us or some athletes wanting more from their teammates, and then you step back and you realize, sometimes your teammates can't play at the same level you do. So, you're working on it, which is great. Everybody learns from their weaknesses or their mistakes or their failures. And, nobody's going to be perfect. So now, volleyball, basketball, soccer, track. Do you have anything outside of sports that you like to do?
I like going to the beach, but that's really it. Sports are really my life. It's always been a part of my life ever since I was little, and I just love doing it. Yeah.
Well, we talked about the weaknesses. We talked about, what you got to work on. Now, you definitely have some strengths, and it's academics and athletics. So what do you believe makes you such a multi-athlete, multi-student athlete? What are your strengths? How do you get away with this?
I have a lot of hard work and dedication, and one thing for athletics is that I'm tall. That helps a lot. That helps a lot. And those two first ones were hard work and dedication. I just work hard in what I do, and I've always had this passion for sports and wanting to be the best. So I think that's always made me want to be better and push myself to be better than I already am.
And I know you can answer right away. Like I said, you're a 4-sport athlete. What's your favorite and why?
I think it's croquet. I'm just kidding. It's volleyball.
Croquet. Why volleyball?
Yeah. I just like the competitiveness and how you have to work as a team to get a point. It's not just like in basketball, I can like take over a game, just like driving to the basket every single time. But in volleyball, I can't touch the ball every time. So I always have to pass a set and then a kill. So we always have to work as a team. And I just like that about it. And it's just more, to me, it's more competitive than basketball, soccer, and track because it's like a intense hot potato, as I say, and it's just a lot. I just like it a lot, and I've just always had that love for it since I started playing in 6th grade.
And everybody would say I'm crazy, but you're 6'3", and everybody would say, "Oh, she's going to be an outside hitter," but you're not even outside of your school year. You're not even an outside hitter. You're a center. Usually, don't get me wrong. I'm not a stigma or a stereotype, but usually centers are about 5'7", 5'8" on a college level. You're 6'3".
5'9", yeah.
Why do you like setting the ball so much?
I can control the offense. When I'm hitting, I kind of control the offense, but when I'm setting, I control who I set and what we can run, and I just control the offense, and I can control the defense, sort of, but that's really what I like. And I like the leadership role on the team because everyone looks up to me to get everyone piped up and get everyone running and getting everyone in their flow.
And if you just joined me on the internet, it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report every Saturday morning from Coach's Corner, the Center of Sports Universe. We're at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week with Junior from Islands High School, Veronica Sierzant. It's not the first time she's been on my show, but what she's been doing lately is really special. Now, of course, you're an athlete and you watch the people around you, you watch your coaches. Is there any athlete or coach that you've looked up to who has been a role model for you?
It's actually my mom because you know how she's run, I know my mom has ran 11 marathons at Disney for the past, well, she didn't run it in 2020 because of COVID, so the past 12 years, but she's always pushed herself to do it, and I've always looked up to her because she's just a person who has a whole lot of hard work and dedication and passion for what she's doing, and that's just made me want to be what I want to be.
Yeah. Plus, on top of it being a kid's nurse, a children's nurse over there at Memorial. I don't know how she does it. Goes to work at 3, comes home at 3, then goes out and runs a marathon. I don't know how she does it, but she gets it done.
I don't know either.
So
she has superpowers.
Now, as far as all athletes, in your mind, with what's going on today, COVID-19 and all the world crisis and time management, what do you believe is the greatest challenge for most high school athletes?
I think mental health, because a lot of people are stressed nowadays. Because last year it was not, I don't want to say easy for school, but it was more laid back than it is this year because we're in person. We were virtual last year, but a lot of people are stressed this year because of school, and sports are getting like a lot more intense. And so I think everyone's mental health is more not struggling, but more of a importance than anything else right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's tough when you can't be in school or you can't be around your friends. It's been really tough. And talking about your teammates, being around your teammates, and I know your teammates mean a lot to you. What have you learned about working with teammates through the last 10 years playing sports?
I think you always have to support them and always have to hold them accountable for what their role is on the team. Because you always have to support them and what they're doing, even if they make, like in volleyball, if they make a bad play, you always have to say, all right, next one. Or in basketball, if they don't make a layup or don't make a shot, you always have to say next play, next one. And then you have to hold them accountable too. You have to be like, I need you to knock this down, but you still got this, and you got to keep pushing.
I mean, you got to keep everybody together. It's got to be a team. One finger is not as strong as 5 together, as we always say, coaches' cliches. But winning the Hollis Stacy Award last year, Region Player of the Year for volleyball and basketball. Last year, you got basketball also. What does that mean to you?
I think it means a lot to me, but it shows that I can be better than I want to be. I can be better than that. I can keep pushing myself to be more than just, I'm not going to say, I won the Hollis Stacy Award. I'm done. That's the only thing I wanted in high school. I'm going to keep pushing myself to maybe win it again this year, or to be a better athlete than I was last year or the last season or last practice.
And as far as your family, you talked about your mom, your dad, Howie, Elizabeth. What has your family meant to your success so far in your career?
They meant a lot because they're the ones that pushed me to be the best. Like a lot of people know that me and Elizabeth have a really good a good competitiveness and stuff. Like Elizabeth's one of the main reasons why I push myself to be better than I am, because she set the bar and standard so high when she was in high school that I knew I had to surpass it. So I had to work hard to be greater than she was, and that's pretty hard to beat.
Well, at this point in your career, you still got another year to go. What's been the highlight? What's been the most memorable moment for you as a high school athlete in any of the sports?
As of right now, I think winning my 1,000th point, because that was such I don't want to say breath of relief, but it just felt so nice to get it done, because I've been working so hard to get to it ever since my first game that I played my freshman year against Groves. I was like, I got to start my 1,000th point countdown now. And I'm just like, whoa, I got it over with so quick. Well, not quick, but I got it over with. Feels like that took forever. But now I have more goals to set in my life. I'm going to get my 1,000th rebound, 1,000 kill next year. And I think that was the highlight of my career. Besides getting the Hollis Stacy Award, we'll just put that to the side. But getting my 1,000th point was my favorite moment as of right now.
Like you said, you have to have goals and you have to set them high. Now, as far as colleges go, you've been looked at by a number of colleges. What's the progress so far in playing college volleyball?
It's going pretty well. I have a few colleges that are asking me to come on an official. So I'm going to go on an official to the University of South Florida soon. And then I'm talking to Syracuse University. And I think once we go to our next, not this tournament, but our next tournament is the Indianapolis NEQ qualifier. There's going to be a lot of college coaches there. So I'll get a lot of exposure there.
Now, is it frustrating that you're not getting a lot of more calls? Is it because of the school season or the traveling season? How does that work with students? I mean, when you're trying to get a scholarship?
I think you just have to contact the right amount of schools, and you just have to have patience for the right school to come around, I think. You just have to wait. When it's too late, but it's never too early to start contacting schools and asking them. But I think COVID had a lot to do with it, because some girls are taking their COVID year for an extra year, and that's really messing with some of my class. for coaches to like come and recruit and be like, oh, we can't offer you because our 20 our setters staying for an extra year, so we're going to work in the next class. So it's really just like unlucky, I guess I'd say.
Yeah, they have to give, they're giving the kids that were there that extra year, that extra opportunity to go. So it really pushes everything back. So, all right, to wrap this up, I know you still got another year of high school. What are you looking for in the future after all the athletics are done? What do you want to major in? What do you want to do after you're done with all the athletics? Besides run marathons like your mother.
So I know I want to major in business, but I think I don't know if I'm going on the accounting and finance for track or the marketing and sales track yet. But I want to do something in business, and maybe I'll run marathons like my mom does.
But anyway, you've done a great job. I mean, 1,000 points. You're only like 300 away from less than that. How many are you away from rebounds?
200 exactly, and then I'm 262 away from volleyball kills.
Well, how about sets? Do you count your sets yet? No, that's going to be in college.
I'll do that in college.
Well, congratulations, and I mean, it's a great honor. Volleyball Region Player of the Year, basketball Region Player of the Year, 1,000 points in your career. Keep the great work, and that's why you're this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. And once again, it'll be a lot of fun watching you again to finish out this year and, of course, next year.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Thanks for coming on. Veronica
bye.
Sierzant, I mean, you want to talk about a dedicated athlete. Now, if you're watching, I'm looking at the screen because I'm looking at my guest, but here I come back to the real camera. So I'm looking at the camera now, so you know what I'm doing here. So it's not like I'm looking away from you guys at home. I'm looking at the guest. But, I mean, a dedicated athlete, student athlete. She doesn't have to be pushed by her parents to do what she does. She's self-motivated. She has a lot of goals. She wants to achieve a lot. All right, we got a little truck coming behind us here, so hopefully you can hear me. So let me put on my other earpiece. And she's just done a great job. And, she's excelling at what she wants to do at. And like you said, she's 6'3". You wouldn't think she would want to be a setter. But from what I understand, I haven't seen a set because in high school, she's an outside hitter. So I can't wait to see what she does at the next level. Veronica Sierzant, Islands High School, this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. Next up, we're going to talk a little St. Andrew School Championship Basketball with the coach himself, the Region Coach of the Year also, and that's Mel Abrams from St. Andrew School. We'll be back in 3 minutes. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live from the Sound Garden. Let me step out of the way here. All right, which way do I got to go? I got to go this way. I want you to see this, okay? Is that not awesome? That is the Sound Garden super screen now. Last week they had a tribute band, Pesh Mode, and they had graphics going on behind. And what's amazing about this screen is they can put on 3, 4, 5, 6 different games. So it's pretty impressive. Right now, that's the events for the Tribute Fest that's coming up here in the Sound Garden. We'll talk about who's coming in tonight. All right, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I got to get back to my spot where I was. Okay, now I got to go this way. There we go. I know John set it up for me, so I got to make sure I do this right away. Well, coming up next, the coach of the year, the state championship coach from St. Andrew School, Mel Abrams. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live right here from the Sound Garden, and it's all on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. 3 minutes. Be right back with Coach Mel Abrams.
All time, that's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, it comes in uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a
Yo,
winner.
you still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live from the Coach's Corner Sound Garden, where it all started way back in March 2020. And, of course, April 2020, we really kicked it off every Saturday morning. Once again, it was the coach and AD back there. Hey, Dennis Kessler, got to love you, guy. Big follower of the show. Hey, he just told me it's the AD's birthday today. Chad Griffin up there in the ATL at Hebron Christian now. Happy birthday, buddy. And thank you, Dennis, for reminding me. And thank you for watching every week. And, of course, Lawrence Bennett, the man behind the show, the producer, he's always watching and he's telling me what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. And hopefully I'm doing something right. And I'm doing something right here, right now, because you know what? This little school out there on the marsh on Wilmington Island has been around for a long time. And, you know, I bumble and stumble because I'm so ingrained on saying Saints, because when I worked there, it was the St. Andrews Saints. It's now the St. Andrews Lion. And it's been always a special place. I grew up in New York on Long Island, and we had community schools. When I moved out here to Savannah, we started out in Garden City. We went out to Wilmington Island, Whitmarsh Island first, and then Wilmington Island. And I've always, you know, you can hear the games from the back of from my yard. You can hear the football games going on, the baseball games. So I went over there and I looked out. I worked there for 2 years. I love the place. My wife's still there. St. Andrews School. Quality education, and they always do a great job. I got to coach football, basketball, and baseball there. It was a lot of fun. I went to 2 state semifinals, one in football, one in basketball. But I was always the bridesmaid. I couldn't bring home the ship like this young man did. I mean, it's something special. St. Andrews last Saturday night got down 18-8. Yes, my wife and I didn't make the trip to go watch the game out there in Americus, Georgia, but we bought the package. We watched it from the Georgia Southwestern Athletic Department stream, and it was exciting. They got down 18-8. But when, you know, being a basketball coach my whole life, it's the only sport that I really have never taken a year off. They got down 18-8. I said, this doesn't look good. But I'm telling you right now, they held John Millage Academy, the defending state champion, to 0 points in the second quarter. And if you coach like me and you coach like Coach Mel Abrams, defense is what wins championships. Yes, offense wins games, but defense wins championships. And they kicked it up a notch. The second half, they went back and forth. They held on. Zaire Edwards, all-world, one of the best basketball players in the city, 27 points. Key foul shots made at the end, and they won 49-47 and knocked off the defending state champions. So he's done a great job with that program. He's been there 8 years. He was Region Coach of the Year this year. He has the most wins in the St. Andrews boys basketball history. Joining me now live on the Coach's Corner hot seat. He's not on the hot seat, but he is on the hot seat. That's the state championship head coach, the Region Coach of the Year from St. Andrews School, Mel Abrams. And he's a Georgia boy. What's up, Coach?
How we doing, Coach? How we doing?
Now I got to adjust myself when I split the screen so I can see you and you can see me. So it's a lot of fun. It's Saturday morning talking about local sports, no matter what school, no matter what kids. That's always been my I guess my motto, my goal. And watching St. Andrews do it this year is something special because once upon a time, about 20 years ago, I was part of it and I follow it every year. But you've done a great job over there. Congratulations, bringing home the ship. First time since 2004, right?
Yes, sir. It's been a while, but it's been something that the school community and the players and the families have really embraced and been excited about.
Now you started, you grew up, you went to high school at Pebblebrook. You played some college basketball at John C. Smith, a Division II historic Black college university in Charlotte. Then you played a little European basketball. So tell us, coming back down to that high school level, why is this so special to a high school coach or a coach that's had a lot of experience in basketball?
For me, when I coached at the post-grad level for 7 years. And so when I decided I wanted to come back closer to family, back south, St. Andrews was a school that I was looking at. And really, professionally, I thought it was a great opportunity to challenge myself to see if we could build a program that was a little bit more relevant in Savannah, but also build a program that could compete not just with private schools, but with some of your public schools, your GHSA schools. And so I made the move to try to challenge myself from a coaching standpoint to see if we could build something.
And build you did, because finally the Georgia High School State Association, which I don't know why it took so long, said you're allowed to play teams in Georgia Independent School Association. You're allowed to play teams in SCISA. And you guys had a nice run this year against the Georgia High School State Association teams. And it was special. And, the old coach's motto, which you probably preach yourself, to be the best, you got to beat the best. What was the feeling like when you guys started finally beating up means they won games, not beating up physically. When you beat those teams like New Hampstead, Islands, Country Day, I mean, what was the feeling like for you and your kids and your coaching staff?
Well, when we went into the season and we saw what kind of players and team we were going to have this summer, we thought we could give ourselves a chance to just kind of see what we were made of. It was twofold. It was an opportunity to allow our players the opportunity to play against, a lot of these kids grow up with each other. They play in SPAL. And what we found out is when we play GISA schools primarily, they don't get a chance to kind of compete against their neighbors and their partners. And so it was all of that, Coach. It was an opportunity for those guys to kind of play against their friends, see where we were as a program, but also prepare us as we went into our region schedule with the thoughts that if we played tougher competition, it would help us when we got to the state playoffs.
And you played all those teams. What was the biggest win out of playing all those teams? Which one was the biggest win?
From a school standpoint, Country Day and Savannah Christian are like, there are other private schools. And so for our school, that's a big deal to beat those other private schools. But early on in the season, I think we beat South Effingham. And when you think about the size of our upper school, 170 kids, 175 on a good day, competing against schools that have 1,800 students, it was a big deal. But I think Country Day was the one that I think if you asked our school community, they would say beating Country Day was one that they were really proud of.
Hey, you beat a very good New Hampstead team too.
Yes, sir. Well, we actually lost to New Hampstead.
Oh, you lost to them?
Yes, sir. We that's the one as a coach that I look back on. We were controlling the game. I think we were up 18 at the end of the first half, and we found a way. I found a way to lose the game, and so that's the one out of all the games this season. That's the one as a coach that I'm like, that's the one that hurts.
I know if you got that hair back there, you'd have some gray hairs like me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but anyway, if you just tuned in, I'm talking to St. Andrews School, the Lions head basketball coach, Mel Abrams, state champions, Georgia Independent School Association, AAA, the big division, which you guys had to move up to because you joined. And then, of course, the coach of the year over there for that region that you're in. So, all right. So let's go through this. Last year, tough loss to John Millage in the playoffs. You come back, you got to play him in the championship game. You kept your calm, you kept your cool demeanor. When you got down 18-8, what were you thinking?
We were fine. The game plan was to take away a lot of the stuff that they like to do to get to the rim. We thought that making them shoot outside shots gave us a good chance. And, our guys early on, you could see there was a little bit of nerves there. And I just felt like who we were and what we had kind of done throughout the season from a defensive end, we would settle down and settle in. And so we didn't even call a timeout in that first quarter because I felt like we were fine. They shot the ball extremely well, and I think they could continue that. And then we got rolling a little bit defensively, which allowed us to get out in transition and play. And, of course, Zaire, not just Zaire, but Caleb and Zayden and all of those guys just made plays and played off of each other like they did all season. So we felt like we could give ourselves a chance if we kept them out of the paint and kept them off the glass.
Well, I'm a defensive guy. I preach defense. I live man-to-man defense. It just hurts that when we look at the younger youth leagues, everybody's playing zone. They don't teach those kids how to play man-to-man. But when you shut them out in the second quarter, and my wife can tell you because she works here, I was excited. I said, very rarely does a team shut out another team in high school basketball. And when you shut that down to 0 points, I mean, that gave you guys the momentum. You being a coach, how did that make you feel? 0 points, holding the state champion, 0 points. I mean, that's got to be exciting.
Yes, in the game, Coach, in the Final Four before playing in the state finals, we held the team to 15 points, and I didn't think it could get much better than that. I mean, for the entire game, 15 points. But to hold the defending state champs to 0 points in a quarter, it was one of those things, as a coach, you just kind of all season, you see the potential of a team and you're pushing them and you're challenging them. And for us, I think it all kind of came together, not for the entire game, but we had some stretches there where on the offensive and defensive end, as a coach, I'm like, this is what I thought we could be. And I think in that second quarter, we saw a lot of that on the defensive end.
Yes, coaches, we look for that perfect quarter, that perfect game, and it's very hard to come by in high school basketball. And yes, I watched the Southland game too. This team came in 24-1, but your guys' defense was pressure, and I don't know if they had a schedule like you did over the course of the year, so it paid off. So, all right, let's talk about the boys. I mean, Zaire Edwards, Zayden Edwards, Conley. You got all these guys. Talk about your boys and what they have meant to you in the program so far. And what's the scary thing is, you got them all, most of them all back for next year.
Yeah, it's one of those things. If you know me, I can get emotional and just thinking about the team, not just the starters, not just the guys who get the publicity, but in order to have success, you got to have all of your players bought in and accepting their roles. And I think for us, that was huge. Our reserves, guys who sometimes wouldn't play at all or would play 2 or 3 minutes, and to come to practice every day, working hard, being a positive teammate, and then to see that reciprocated when there are opportunities for those guys to get in the game and to see Zaire and Zayden, Caleb and BJ and all of these guys who play a lot of minutes, excited about those guys. I think the camaraderie, the selflessness of the team, guys understanding their roles, not being jealous about who gets what, understanding the pecking order. I think that was huge in our team's success. But to your point, those guys, Zaire, Zayden, Caleb, Price, all of those guys who were all region and all state, it's a special group, and they're coachable kids who are high academic, high character kids. And I think that's been the huge thing that has allowed us to be successful.
Well, help me, Coach. I'm trying to get Zaire. He wants to be a writer. I write something for my Prep Sports Report website. I mean, he tells he's always writing things down. So it's not just all about the hoops. It's about what else is going on. So, just a great bunch of kids. And Zaire was, phenomenal guest. I mean, well-spoken and did a good job and knows where he wants to go. All right, so we got to give some love to your assistant coach here. I know Gonzalez, he was around when I was there, and help me out, mental block. Broom, Coach Broom.
Yes, sir.
So talk about your coaching staff and how much they've meant to the program and your help, because every good coach has great assistants, right? Or like every great man has a great wife. Hi,
Absolutely. Absolutely. When I took the job at St. Andrews, Jeff was a part of the program, the previous coaching staff, and I thought it was a good idea to keep him on board because he was familiar with the community and the kids. And I tell him all the time, people talk about the wins I have as a coach. I said, but they're your wins as well because we've been doing this together. We're good balance. He coaches our JV team and gets those guys ready for, what we do at the varsity level. Broom has been with us over the last 4 or 5 years. He primarily keeps up with our stats, but it's things that, as a head coach, when you're in the battle of things, it makes everything flows a lot easier when you got people who are giving you what you need to kind of make sure you make sound decisions with what's best for the team. And so both of those guys have been huge in our success. Like I said, Jeff has been doing this with me since we started, and he deserves, and Nick deserves the credit and the recognition that you just highlighted.
All right, last thing, St. Andrews School. You've been there 8 years now. What's that little school on the marsh been to Mel Abrams?
It's been huge. Just one of my takeaways from winning the state championship is to see how excited the community, from pre-K students all the way up to kids who've been there since pre-K and then now getting ready to graduate, and to see the excitement and to get the text messages and the emails from people who sometimes you speak to. They might see you once a year, but they're proud of what has been accomplished with this team and this program. And like I told the guys, this is not just about us as a team. This is a St. Andrews Community State Championship. And so the leadership, the support that I get personally to just kind of run the program, the trust that they have displayed toward me, it's been huge. It's been the reason why I'm still there. And it's truly a community, and it's like family.
Oh, it definitely is. Like once you've worked there, once you've been part of it, it's tough to let it go. I mean, I had 2 special years there, and it was just a special place to work with all those young boys. And I see some of the boys that I had coached congratulating you guys on social media, and it's really special. It's a community, like you said. There's just something about St. Andrews that people that have gone there still gravitate going back there, and their kids are going there now too. So it's just a special place. Congratulations. Great job. Love following you this year. Love playing against you. Hopefully we can work out 2 games next year. We won't get bumped off by COVID-19. It seems like every time we play, we get hit by COVID-19. So hopefully we can get past that stage. But always a pleasure. Great group of kids. Great job. And as always, I'm learning how to say it. Go Lions.
Well, listen, thank you. I know I tell you this in private, but what you're doing with your shows, your sports, the social media is huge for the state of Savannah and the students. And we personally at St. Andrews appreciate all that you do and the coverage that you give us. So kudos to you for all the hard work, all the hats that you wear as an AD and as a coach. People don't understand how hard you work. I talk to your wife all the time about it, about how you do it, but we appreciate you.
I appreciate it, Coach. That means a lot. And once again, have a good off season, but I know you'll be back at it in about 3 weeks, getting those kids ready for next year.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take care, Coach. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
I mean, class act, loves what he does, loves his school, 8 years there. I mean, and it is a special place. It was tough when I had to leave, but I did leave for, another school and a different perspective, but just a great job there by Mel Abrams with that program over the last 8 years. So once again, it's still in me. I wore my warm-up T-shirt that I got for the kids way back in 2002, the next day after they won the state championship. And my wife can vouch for that. So once again, congratulations to the St. Andrews community for bringing home the first state championship to Savannah, Georgia this year. We still got 2 teams trying to get the second. We'll see what happens later on tonight. We got 2 college teams trying to bring home the SEAC championship today. We'll wrap this up when I come back with my last break. Got to thank my sponsors of the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. Remember, it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, live from Coach's Corner in the Sound Garden. Check out that screen. I got to get my fingers pointed here. Check out that screen. 9 TVs, 75 inches each. And it's going to be a lot of fun watching sporting events here. And it's also a great backdrop for when they have the bands. I'll tell you who's lined up here for the next 2 weeks. Coming back after this break, you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network.
All time, that's Coach's Corner and Thunderbolt. Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for 20 years running, and it's no wonder why. Sports, live music, delicious and generous portions of pub food, all for our fans. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. It's always game time at Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick a TV, and Coach's Corner is your place. Coach's Corner is always open for lunch, dinner, and now breakfast, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10:30. But remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. John Harrison and Coach's Corner crew has smoked Boston butts, ribs, and chicken on the grill. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's 912-352-2933. As always, make it a night to remember at Coach's Corner.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York deli and Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road in Savannah, Georgia during this social distancing problem. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering will take calls for pickup at 912-354-2914. That's 912-354-2914 on the phone, capiche? If you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered, go to savtakeout.com, savtakeout.com to place the order. Remember, Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering, we ain't New York style, we are New York.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive, and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live here at Coach's Corner from the Sound Garden in front of the Super Sound Garden screen. Those are the events that will be coming up. Let me turn around and look at it, okay? So I can tell you what it is. Okay, it proudly presents the Legends of Rock Tribute Music Festival Friday and Saturday, March 25th and March 26th. Friday, they got 1, 2, 3 cover bands coming in. Saturday, we got 4 cover bands coming in. So you got to check it out. I mean, John Henderson does a great job, and it's always a lot of fun being here. It's a super screen. Hopefully, I can work it out where I could work the controls and show videos and all that other stuff. But right now, we got it right on one screen. We'll work it out. So I had to shut my phone off there. It was recording everything I was saying. So I don't know how that happened. But this is where we take 3 steps out the door, 3 videos from the week that I've noticed or from previous weeks that I want to talk about that are special to the sports world and to the Savannah community. First off, you know what it is. Next weekend, the Savannah Bananas. That's right. The Bananas open up their world tour. They start right here in Savannah, Georgia. They're playing Friday, March 11th, and Saturday, March 12th, okay, against, of course, the Party Animals. Let me get my notes here. Then they're going to hit the road, okay? They're going to go to Daytona Beach, Florida, Montgomery, Alabama, back to West Palm Beach, Florida, then to Columbus, Georgia, and then back to Alabama and Birmingham, okay? So it's going to be really exciting. Next week games are sold out, I'm pretty sure. I got to find out from, of course, Mr. Cole and Mrs. Cole and Jared Orton and the crew out there, Berry, and, of course, my man, Nico Silver, the Coastal Plain League's broadcaster of the year. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The Savannah Bananas will open. But if this don't get you pumped up, last week they had tryouts, and it was a show. Check it out right here. The Savannah Bananas tryout from last week.
I believe this is the most talented and entertaining group of baseball players ever assembled.
Watch out there, man.
We got a job to do. And that job is to positively influence an entire new generation of baseball fans, that we show them what's possible.
Go Bananas! Okay, and you got to check out the roster. Okay, of course, we got good old Reggie back there with his Reginade. Reggie, a Savannah guy who loves his Savannah Bananas. He gets to dress up. He makes the Reginade. But I'm telling you right now, if you're a baseball fanatic, Spaceman Bill Lee is on the roster. Spaceman Bill Lee pitched for the Red Sox, Major League Baseball player. He's 75 years old. He's 75 years old. He's going to be there. If that's not exciting, I don't know what to tell you. If you saw watch the video again, the old guy, the lefty throwing it, that's Spaceman Bill Lee. Played for the Red Sox. He played for the Expos. Just unbelievable what they do out there at Savannah Banana Land. So it starts next Friday and Saturday. Next is I've been talking about Savannah State. Let me go this way. I'm representing them because the men's and women's teams are in the SEAC Championship. 5 o'clock, ladies take on Benedict. Third time they're playing them. Both teams are split. This will be the third time for the men's playing Benedict. They've lost by 6 points and 2 points. Hopefully, they both can bring back the SEAC ship back to Savannah, Georgia, after tonight. But I'm telling you, watch this move by this young lady. I think it's Nayla. I can't remember her last name. But watch how she, as we say in basketball, breaks the opponent's ankles. Watch closely when she crosses the ball over and how the defender falls on her butt.
Be sure to like the Facebook page at VSIAC for all the latest information.
You want to start another folder?
Nope, same folder's fine, man.
And that's, of course, from Savannah State. Of course, Savannah Bananas puts out their own promos. But once again, you got to watch it. Watch the crossover move really quickly. Right there. Right there. I mean, if that's not a move, I don't know what is. That went viral too. So
nope,
they were trying to get it on ESPN's top 10, but I don't know if it made it, okay? So something special. All right, the last video I got, okay, I got to tie two in together, okay? Well, I got 2 more videos, so I should only have 4, but I got 3, but I got 5. Now, you know anything about golf? You have to have etiquette. You can't cross the line of the player's ball when it's on the putting green. You can't make noise. You can't talk. You got to stay out of sight. But if you ever watch the Waste Management Open out at Phoenix, Arizona, it's the best golf tournament of the year. While WTOC, Jake Wallace, former sports director, now he's in the back doing community stuff, interviewed Brian Harmon, because Brian Harmon showed up, local kid, Savannah Christian, UGA golfers, won tour events, okay, was at the club car press release or press gathering last week, and he talks about the Waste Management Phoenix Open. He says he wishes golf would go more to that concept. Brian Harmon was on the hole when this young man, okay, had a hole in one, and the place went crazy. Watch it.
This just moments ago.
Sam Ryder taking it right at it.
Watch the crowd. Sam Ryder, hole in one. Now watch the crowd. There's Brian Harmon right there in the blue shirt with the white hat. He's going to give him a high five. That's Brian Harmon.
We are covered in beer.
Beer cans.
I believe that's
Everybody's throwing it. Now watch the end. They're going to show you the count. Look at all the beer cans being thrown on the tee.
Here on the 16th, Jim, because
it's a beer delay.
A little bit of
but this is what golf should be all about. Look at the fans going crazy
right now on the 16th hole. We tell you there is no place like it. We mean it. Take one more look at this. Sam Ryder, 124 yards. We just talked about.
I mean, if you don't get goosebumps on this,
it's so tough, but it is worth the reward right here.
Bam! Cocktails.
Sam Ryder has a very
cocktails everywhere. Watch the crowd now. They're going to zoom in on the crowd. And there's all the beer being thrown.
Oh, look at that. You will never see anything else like this in the world of golf. Unbelievable.
And there's Brian Harmon right there in the blue shirt with the white hat. Hands up.
Wow, what a moment. Like I said, you come here, you try to be one of the legends. Sam Ryder is now a legend here at the Coliseum on 16 at the WM Phoenix Open.
This has to be a bucket list thing, right? What would you like to accomplish on the PGA Tour? A hole-in-one on Saturday?
I mean,
if that's not special, I don't know what is. Now watch what Brian Harmon had to say about it.
I think that's the direction that golf needs to. We need to appeal to a broader audience because, you know, football is obviously everybody's favorite, but who knows where football is going to be in 30 years? Golf's not going anywhere. You can play this game your entire life. It's super competitive. There's bigger, faster, better athletes that are playing it now. The game's going to explode, and I just think it's an avenue for more people to get involved, and to do that, it needs to be fun. It doesn't need to be full of, you know, silly rules, you know, and be too complicated for anyone that's. I don't want anyone to be intimidated to like want to start golf. That shouldn't be the case. And part of getting introduced to it is coming to great events like Savannah's going to have here and enjoying the game and seeing people make birdies and celebrate. And I'm excited for the future.
I mean, coming from our own Savannian Brian Harmon. Silly games. I mean, let's play the game and have fun with it. Someone gets a birdie, let's dance, let's throw our drinks. Okay, I don't know if I want beer or drinks thrown on me, but I'm telling you, the WM or the Waste Management over in Phoenix, it's the best golf tournament I love watching every day. People are yelling, people are screaming, they don't have to be quiet. I mean, of course, the golfers should have golf etiquette, but when it comes to the crowd, let them be part of it. Let them enjoy it. Okay? College football, let the guys celebrate. I agree with you. There's a difference between celebration and taunting. I agree with you. All right, the last thing I got to show, I have to show this. This came across last night. The Savannah State men's team was playing in the semifinals against Morehouse College, who was the #1 team in the SEAC. They defeated them. They beat them by 1 point, 60-59. And watch the girls' team, who was there to watch, who's 27-1. They're in a championship. Watch them run on the court with the Savannah men's Tigers basketball team. This is special. When your boys program, they're in college. When your men's program and your women's program support each other. You're going to watch from the corner right left of the screen. Show the women. They're the women. They're out there with the men. I got to play that once more, just to show you again. Here comes the women. There they come. I mean, that is great. That is great. And they still got to play for the championship tonight. Something special about Savannah State basketball this year. Now, the ladies are 27-1. 14-1 in region play. The men struggled. The men finished 13-13. They finished 500. They were 8-9 in SEAC play. So to make it to the championship, that's something special. Well, I got to thank, of course, Savannah Bananas for their little promo, always on Twitter or social media. I got to thank, of course, the PGA and YouTube and Brian Harmon and WTOC for that cut up of what's going on. Of course, Savannah State for the point guard and the girls team breaking the girls' ankles, with her move, and of course, once again, Savannah State Twitter for all their stuff that I've been using. It's been a lot of fun. I got to thank, of course, Greg Mescall, professional sportcaster. He calls the Manhattan Jaspers college basketball games. He's worked for ESPN. He's doing fan control football now. That'll start in April. He does the play-by-play. I got to thank him for coming on. Of course, Veronica Sierzant from Islands High School, my Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic week, and of course, Mel Abrams for coming on and talking about his state championship basketball team, the St. Andrew School Lions. Okay, look at a hiccup. But anyway, like I say every week, today and tomorrow, whatever you may be doing, always hit it out of the park. And until I see you again next weekend, well, it'll be recorded next weekend because I got a family gathering I got to go to. So maybe your best week ever. And it'll be recorded, and there'll be new recordings. It won't be replay like I did 2 weeks ago. It'll be new stuff. So don't know who my guests are going to be. That comes down to Monday. But once again, Windsor Forest, Beach High School, both playing tonight to make it to the championship of the Georgia High School State Association Class 3A. That's right. We could have two Savannah teams playing for the state championship against each other like Savannah High and Johnson did a couple of years ago. God bless. Be safe. I'll talk to you next weekend.